Hello, my dear viewers. This is Deepak Jain here in English Mania, and today I am confronted by Raveena, and her complete name is Raveena Khan, right? And where do you belong to?
I belong to Vrindavan.
Vrindavan,
Yes.
right? So you every day you come from Vrindavan to learn English?
I every day come.
Okay, fine. So Raveena, this is going to be the questioning and answering session in which I will be very much inquisitive and can ask you a barrage of questions, and I wish you to satiate me or my questions, okay? And that's what my expectation is. So are you ready to face my questions?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, that's good. That shows your confidence. So Raveena, please give me your small introduction.
As you already know that my name is Raveena Khan and I belong to Vrindavan.
Yes.
If I talk about my qualifications, so I have completed my graduation from KR College and afterwards I have done DLED from Surya Educational Institute, Farah.
Okay.
I have 1 year of teaching experience. I have also cleared my CTET exam.
Okay.
Now I'm preparing for Super TET.
Okay.
Apart from this, I am also learning English.
So do you want to get the government job?
I don't want to get government
job. Then why did you go through the CTET and UPTET and all?
Just because of gaining knowledge.
So if you wanted to gain knowledge, then what was the requirement to pursue these courses or this UPTET and CTET?
It shows that how much competition is there.
Okay, so you wanted to just compete.
Just compete.
So don't you think that it was like a foolishness? Just to compete or to see, if you didn't want to be the government employee at all, then what was the requirement to go through? Don't you consider it just the wastage of time? I'm sorry to say, but it seems to me.
It is not wastage of time. You are, I think you must be wrong that it is a wastage of time because when we get into anything, so we just find out that how much competition is there.
Okay. No, if you really wanted to compete, there were many other fields in which, let's say there is no destination, then what is the benefit to go through that way? That is my question. If there is no destination.
There is no destination, but we just got to know that what is going in the world.
Okay. Fine, okay, whatever the reason was there, although it looks a little bit strange to me, but anyways, that was your personal choice. Fine, so Raveena, I want to ask you a further question. See, in this world, actually, there are many religions followed in the world, right? So I want to know from your side that if it is like kind of imaginary or hypothetical condition I'm gonna put across. Let's say if we or I or you remove all the religions, right? All the religions.
Okay.
Then what would happen in the world? Would it be better or would it be worse? Can you visualize that or envisage that?
I think it would be better.
Better to remove?
To remove.
So on what basis could you say that? Please elaborate.
And there are also demerit of removing these religions, and also merits are there. If we remove these all, so all people will be equal. Okay. So nobody will fight for the religion that my religion is better or that person's religion is worse.
Okay.
Most of the fight or most of the conflicts occur due to the religious.
We call it sectarian war.
Sectarian wars happen.
So
if there is no religion, so people are free.
Okay. Then my question is that so many, let's say, dharam gurus are there.
Yes.
The spiritual teachers are there. If you are right, let's say if you remove the religion, then there would be no sectarian war and the peace would be there, right? Then why do they keep promoting the religion, and why don't they think of and why don't they talk of the removal or of removing the religion then? Please tell me.
Can you please repeat your question?
I'm repeating. Okay, then so many dharam gurus, spiritual gurus are there, and they always promote the religion, and they never talk about removing or eradicating the religion. So my question is that, and second, they always call their religion the best, right? And they clearly say, yeah, if you remove the religion, then there would be no peace. Rather, there would be chaos, cacophony, turbulence, or that massacre, genocide. Fine, that it will be more. That's what the scholars say. Fine. So why don't they talk of removing the religion? That is my question.
Actually, there are also demerits of removing religion, because if we remove the religion, so people will not value the people will lost their moral values.
People will lose.
People will lose their moral values.
So in order to get the moral values, do we really need religion? No, can't we get the moral values without religion?
People when people follow religion, so they just get fear. Because of
Yes.
because of fear, they follow, or they are just
Afraid.
they are just afraid, and they are going on a straight track.
Okay.
So
Fine. So the main purpose of religion is to create fear among people's mind.
it is not about creating fear, but
You
just
spoke that. That's why I'm repeating.
yeah, this is also a reason, but this is not an entire. This is not the only reason.
This is not the only reason.
Only reason. There are
Okay.
many.
So please talk about them.
Like
Now my question is that, okay, next question. Fine. Suppose like you must have seen the movie PK.
I have
Right.
seen.
So there, like Amir Khan comes in this world, he was not born to anybody. Fine. So like this, suppose if you are reborn, and let's say you have no background or anything, kind of an abandoned child on the stairs of a temple.
Okay.
Right. Then obviously, and in future you might accept any religion. Okay. Afresh. Then which religion would you like to choose, and please elaborate or tell the reason why.
Well, it is hard to choose because we don't know about the what is happening, or what is true, or what is wrong
or myth.
or myth. And it is also hard to read each and every book of religion.
Yes.
So I think to know it is it to we will get to know by the people. I think we should see people, what are they doing good.
What good are they doing?
What good are they doing? Like if there is a Muslim people, so what are they doing good?
What good and what bad
what
are
bad?
they doing? Then we have to rectify.
Then we will then we will rectify this.
Okay, so before choosing any religion, you will go through, right?
Yes.
And you will search that.
Yes.
Or study that. Right? Okay, that's a good answer, sensible answer, because before choosing the religion, we have to go through this. Right? Okay. Now, I have another question to you. Suppose if you could change one thing in you, then what would it be?
There are many. If I able to change my things, so I will change that. I am a little bit credulous person.
Okay.
I believe easily to the people.
Okay.
I just want to remove this.
So you are credulous and you believe. So because of this credibility, were you actually? I mean, did you go through any deceit, or were you deceived? And at any point of your life?
Many times it happens with me. Like due to credulity, I faced many problems.
Okay. Could you share any one of them if it is not personal?
No, I can share these problems. Like I trust people easily, so they misuse.
Yes.
They just I will say
advantage of yours.
Take advantage of my credibility.
Yes. Okay. So so in order to get rid of it, I mean, what are you doing? Are you still credulous, or I mean, did you overcome this weakness of yours?
It is my weakness that I am credulous still.
Still credulous. Okay. Now, Ms. Raveena, suppose after your marriage, if you settle down in any city, so which city would you choose and why?
It is a hard to say. It is
why? I mean, isn't there any favorite city of yours?
I actually prefer Mathura.
Mathura city. Prefer Mathura?
Yes.
Okay. So what good did you find here?
There are people. The people are not that much. I will say that that much. clever.
Clever. Okay. They are, as I mentioned, that they are innocent.
They are innocent.
Right. Okay. That is good. Now, my next question to you is that I want to ask you that are you superstitious? And if yes, then what are you superstitious about?
Should I speak?
Yes.
Actually, I am not superstitious.
Hmm.
As you know that I belong to a Muslim community, so I believe in logics.
Okay. That is good. It means you are rational.
I am rational.
But many people think that, let's say, many atheist people are there. They do not believe in God, right?
Okay.
And they consider the followers of God as superstitious. So how, I mean, let's say if they happen to ask you this question, that, I mean, on the one hand you say that I'm not superstitious, on the other hand you follow kind of a God or any God it would be, right? So, I mean, aren't you superstitious? If I ask you that what is the logic behind believing the God, so what would you answer?
I have no answer.
You have no answer of this? Then how can you call yourself a logical person then?
I just feel peace in the religion.
And there, you just spoke about because of the different religion there is no peace, the sectarian wars are there. Then how can you say that you get peace?
If actually I have read Quran, so I just I found each and everything I have factual.
Okay.
Have facts.
Fine. I mean, you just mentioned that you have read Quran, right? Actually, I mean, between that Hindu and Muslim, there are certain questions are always there, over which they sometimes have a kind of a debate, right? So, if I ask you certain those questions which actually differentiate Hindus and Muslims, so would you be in condition to answer that or satisfy?
Maybe or maybe not.
Maybe or maybe not.
It depends on your question, or depends on my knowledge.
So let's see. Okay. According to my knowledge, I'm gonna ask you, right?
Okay.
I would also be like a student and you be like a teacher in this case because I don't know much. Okay.
Actually, I'm not a master. I will give the answer.
Right now, because you belong to that religion and I don't, right? Okay. So about when it comes to Islam, so you would be better than I. Okay. Obviously, you would be better than I, right? So first question is that about the polygamy, right? When let's say it is mentioned, not let's say it is actually mentioned there that polygamy means like 4 times marriage, right? A person can do. Okay. So what is the cause behind it and how can we justify this? Okay, so polygamy it is not for fulfill the lust. It is just because for women empowerment. If I talk about this, like this pick. So how does it empower women? Because if a woman is a widow, okay, so who will get married to this? Okay. If I talk about other religions, so there is nothing. There is no rule like this that widow can do. Widow can remarry. So Islam gives these right to the women that he can or she can remarry. She can remarry. Remarry. Right. And so do you find it justified? Do you think it is absolutely fine? I think it is absolutely fine. Because but what about those people, I mean, who do not actually get married with a widow and they just get married to fulfill their lust? I mean, just for that kind of pleasure or something like that? Actually, yes. I mean, I have seen many examples. I mean, when people actually got married again and again, but they were not widows. Okay. So, I mean, don't you think that they are just taking advantage of the religion? If they are taking advantages, so there are terms and conditions like this. Such as like if a person is doing polygamy, like in Islam, there are 4 marriages. 4 marriages are allowed. So the limit is there. The limit is there. Yes. So a husband. Husband have to balance towards all the wives. All the wives. Okay, among all the wives. Among all the wives. Yeah. This is the condition. So he has to be justified. I mean, he has to be just, right? Just means, I mean, he has to be just for all. Just for all. Right. Okay. Now I'm out of your answer. I have a question because there is a saying or a proverb in English like that. Only wearer knows where the shoe pinches. Because we have to put ourselves into other person's shoes, right? Only then we can understand. If I take it to you or to me, let's say if I am there, but you are a girl, so you can better understand that you get married in future, and let's say there is really a widow is there, and your husband actually comes any day and he says that this girl is widow, and I wanna get married with this girl. I wanna tie the knot. Okay, and just because she is widow as well, right? As you mentioned. So would you be in mental condition to accept it or not?
It depends on the
Personally.
it depends on the condition. It depends on the we have to ask first. A person should ask to his previous wife.
Yes. So you are the previous wife now.
Okay.
So being the previous wife, would you be able to accept it mentally or not?
If you talk about mine, so I will not be acceptable at that time.
Okay, you will not be in condition to accept that. But why? I mean, why don't you have that compassion or mercy now when it comes to you? That why do you then change? That is the question. When it comes to you, then you say no, I will not be able to accept, though she is widow. So why not then? Why aren't you actually getting compassionate?
I don't have answer.
You don't have answer of it. So then it becomes like wrong, na then, because actually then you must be getting hurt then somewhere or the other, and that's the basic nature of the girl, right? If any that second girl comes, so she, I think there would be hardly any girl who can accept that. So then why? How can it be justified? That was my statement or my own question, which I feel.
The answer I don't.
Actually, most of the girls say no. Not only you. Actually, I have interviewed many girls, and I mean, they belong to Muslim family. But when this question comes, they say no. So why no then? And they themselves actually declare it right that I mean, they can do if they are widow like that, or in the war many sometimes, let's say they were like the slaves, right? And who would marry the slaves? But when it comes to you, then you deny and you feel bad of it, right? When you imagine this and when you envisage or can visualize, right? So, okay, that was the first question, but you got stuck here. But when you go home, think of it, then you can answer in future as well.
Yes, I will
Right?
definitely give you the
Okay.
answer.
Now, the second question, if I ask you that people sometimes dislike, I mean, that other people of other religion dislike, is about the consanguineous marriages. That consanguine marriages are there like the marriages in the close relation, right? So how do you take it? I mean, when it comes to, like, if I talk about the Hindus, right? When they think of getting married with like that chacha ki ladki, mama ki ladki kind of consanguineous marriages, right? So then they get a kind of that wrong feeling, or they consider it wrong because they consider them as sisters, right? So then would it be right or wrong? Because there is all about they get kind of a feeling that they are sisters. So what about you? I mean, in this.
If I talk about Islam, so we just Islam say that only a brother. Islam says that apart from your brother and your sister, nobody is your sister. They are brother and sister, but we have to create a boundary.
Okay.
So we don't like to cross this boundary.
Wow. I'm not actually getting it. I mean, what do you mean by crossing? Because when they can get married, so getting married means they are crossing that. It is being crossed, right? Getting married means you know that. Fine. So I know it is all about. I know that medically, I mean, it can be done. Fine, because the chances are negligible. That the chances of that deformity, right? And after getting married, so the chances of deformity are negligible. I know that. So medically, I don't. I approve medically. Fine. And but psychologically, I personally want to know from your side, psychologically. I mean, when it comes to that cousin, so do you get this kind of a feeling that I can get married? Please be honest and tell, because I really want to know. Because I also keep juggling. Like, I mean, when it comes to religion, and I study all the religions, and I see all the differences in all the religions. In my religion, Hinduism, and because I belong to Jain community, so I ask many questions to Jain people also. I mean, let's say if I have the question.
Okay. Yes. I think there is nothing wrong to get married with your cousin.
I'm personally asking you. I mean, would you? Let's say if the person is nice,
I'm talking
cousin. If cousin is nice.
Okay, I'm talking about my behalf. From my behalf, it is good.
It is good.
Yes.
I mean, you can get that feeling and you can go through this.
Yes.
right? And there is nothing wrong
Nothing
you
wrong.
find it.
Because we have created that mindset towards from the childhood.
Yes.
So that's why
So
it
this
is
kind
not.
of a feeling has been just generated or instilled in the people's mind that he or she,
Can
your
get.
sister, like that, है ना?
Yes. Cousins
So,
can get married.
so that is kind of a just a forceful feeling which has been inculcated.
We cannot say forceful. This is the forceful feeling.
Feeling
We,
which is being imposed. So there is no imposition in this.
there is no imposition.
Okay.
Because we from our childhood we don't know what is wrong or what is right. We just as people inject in our
Yes.
mind, so
Yes.
we just make that type of mindset.
Okay. And Raveena, I mean, this is not about the religion. I have another question. Suppose if you could leave India and settle yourself in any other country, then which country would it be?
If you talk about my opinion,
Huh. Yeah, personal choice.
my personal choice.
Yes.
So actually, I like the oh, I like
Dubai?
not
No?
Dubai and the cold weather.
Cold weather country.
Yeah.
The reason?
The reason because I don't because I just like winters.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's why you would like to go to the cold countries. But the people who belong to cold countries, they like the sunny weather or like that. I mean, they wait for the sun to come. They wish it to be sunny.
Okay, so the it depends on people, like
Because when they actually, once you live in that hot country, then people would love to get in the cold. And when they belong to cold, then they are attracted.
people don't like what they have,
What they have, yes.
what others have. They are
Because
scheduled.
people are used to what they have.
Yes.
Yes, they are used to that. Then.
They are used to that.
Yes.
So they just explore. They just want to explore the
yes,
the others.
Right. Okay, Raveena. I mean, Raveena, because of the time constraint, I have to stop it here. But you were able to answer the question to your level best, and I could see that you were putting your good efforts in answering the questions. Fine. And certain questions that suppose if you could not answer, you can think of them later, you know, because it is all about communication skills, right?
Yes, right.
So anybody can ask you any question anytime. Okay, but just the question should be appropriate, and you should be ready to answer all the questions. Okay, and next time we will again create this podcast or the interviewing session in which you can also be prepared with many questions, whatever you want to ask from our side, and we will also be ready. Although there are many questions running in my mind, but because of the time constraint, I have to stop it here. Okay.
Okay.
So that was it in this session, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes,
and take care, and bye now.